Hello, it's the first proper video on the Activa, my new Activa, unlike the Tractiva, which is the existing Activa. So basically, you probably, if the order has gone as it's supposed to, will have seen the video where I get really depressed about all the problems we've had with cars recently, including that one, and how this thing has been thrown into service before it's ready. It's not finished at all. In fact, I haven't actually, when I put it in for the MOT, I had done nothing to it. But what I do need to do is get it riding properly, because tomorrow I'm going to take this car to the Hubnut. Look, I just realised I'm wearing his t-shirt. Sorry, and I did cherish this. I accidentally welded it. I'm taking this thing tomorrow to the Hubnut Social in Cirencester, because Cirencester isn't a million miles away. And yeah, I'm going to drive this, but I want this to be smooth. And at the moment it's not smooth. I said there was a few things wrong with this car in the last Tractiva video. So that was the end of the Tractiva series. This is the beginning of the Activa series. And yeah, I basically said there were a few things wrong with it. And there are still a few things wrong with it, but not as many as there was, because last night, I don't know if you noticed, I managed to get the height to raise at the front, and it was sat like this, and now it's sat like this. So it's sat at the right level and the right height and everything. 4 hours of just... And because on a BX, if you twiddle with the height corrector on a BX, it'll instantly go or this, no, this takes ages. It thinks about it because everything's damped, because people don't want their cars to go up and down. So yeah, I need to put this on the ramp. I need to make it work properly. I've changed the front spheres, but now I need to change the back spheres. The front spheres came off the Tractiva. I tested them last night. They were good, 48 bar and 50 bar. So this is good. But the rears on this car are, well, it rides like an Audi A4. And if I wanted an Audi A4, I would buy an Audi A4. You're thinking I've put the wrong Activa on the ramp. No, I need the spheres off the back of this, because I know they're proper Activa spheres. So yeah, but what I'm going to have to do probably is crack them all off while it's on high, just to get them loose. Bear with. I can't tell you how happy I've been to find rust. Oh, thank God for that. I know you're thinking well, that one's not too bad. I know you're thinking I'm mad, but I want this to be rotten. I don't want to rip apart a perfectly good car. What's the exhaust like on this? Is it better than the one on the other one? Probably not. I need a centre section. Right, so the matter in hand. I've done the front spheres, as I say, although only the wheel spheres. I've not done... this is... I believe this is the... Activa sphere, and that's the hydroactive sphere, because that's the hydroactive rigidity regulator. So I might try changing those as well, because the ride still isn't amazing. I've got a leaky active ram on the front on this one, and I think on the back as well. Yeah, I know it looks leaky, but that's probably not actually that bad. Yeah, so I need to get these spheres here off as well, ideally. The only one I'm not too worried about is this one, which is typical because it's the easiest one to get to. That's the anti-sink sphere. I don't care. Oh, the Activa sphere, there you go. So it's actually marked. So I need to get this one. That's the rigidity regulator. That's the, I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think there is. And I think that's the Activa, they're basically the pressure regulator for the active ram system. But I need to get these are the main ones I need, to be honest with you. So they're the ones I'm going to do first. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why have you put it on high? That's dumb. Well, It would be, yes, but in actual fact, it's the easiest way to get these cracked off, because all I'm going to do is figure out which way I'm supposed to be turning these. That way, there we go. Yeah, all I'm going to do is just crack them off, because when you put the suspension on low, the cylinders are just sort of held in with clips. The only thing that keeps it taut in there at the moment is the weight of the car and the pressure of the fluid. So if I tried to do it and they're stiff, which I think they will be because the fronts were, actually no, I tell you what, it was the red one that had the spheres that were difficult to get off. But yeah, well, let's try it. Oh, there we go. A bit far. Cracked. That's all we need to do. So that's all we've done. We've just started them. Now, when I lower the car, they should just come undone. Right, so I've cracked off all the rear spheres except the anti-sink sphere, because I don't care about that. I might take the spare wheel out to give me better access, because, well, I don't need to keep it in there anymore, do I? Yeah, the access to the Activa sphere is pretty tight. So what I need to do now is lower the car. Right, she's on the deck. What I'm also going to do is back off the pressure release, because although I don't need to back off the pressure release to do the wheel spheres, I don't know about the Activa sphere. I don't know if there's pressure held in that, so I will back it off as well. Pressure is off. These have been cracked off. I'm hoping... I don't want to scratch them too much because they'll just end up rusting, but God, I hope this thing rides properly when I've done these. Thing is, there's 10 spheres on an Activa. If you change all of them, which to be fair, that red one does need, you'd pay a fortune. The really sad thing is I had to top the LHM up on this thing just to get it up on the ramp, and now it's all going to come out again. Ooh. One sphere. Now, what you're going to say is, hang on, how are you going to start it up and get it back off the ramp to get the red one on there? Because if I start the engine now, well, if I start the engine now, nothing will happen. But if I close the bleed valve and start the engine now, lots of LHM will come out of here quickly. I have some old spheres. I don't know what they are, what they're from. This is an accumulator sphere. There is a guy who watches these videos, Graham, his name is. Hello, Graham. He has a BX Meteor, and the previous owner of that car bought that car here, and this is a GSF accumulator sphere, and it had these both fitted on the front struts. I mean, I know all spheres are accumulators technically, but I don't mean it like that. I mean actual accumulator sphere, like it's got no damper in it at all. And Graham's car had that when it first came here. So there you go. Fascinating info for you. I want to see if what this one's at. So this one says it's supposed to be 30, which means this is the Activa sphere. Why? Why? Hang on, don't tell me this is totally dead, because a load of gas came out. But I take it back. The tool, or the pump here, the jack, was a little bit low on LHM, which I hadn't noticed. So there it is, just over 30. So that is good. That is what it says it is. It still has what it says it has, despite the fact that a load of limeade came out, so, you know, it was all frothy, like it would have, like it had a knackered, what's it? A knackered diaphragm in the sphere, but I imagine that's just because there's some residual pressure in the Activa system. So that's the Activa sphere I've taken off there. That sphere there has about 52 in it. That's a BX accumulator, which was on the front of Meg. Remember Meg? That's got 52 in it, so I can use that for the hydroactive one if the one on Tractiva is flat, but we're still waiting to find out because it's still draining. Okay, right, rinse and repeat. Only on this one, I'm not going to do the hydroactive and Activa sphere. The amount of time it took to get those off. I don't film it, but the 55 bar hydroactive sphere, both of them were pressurized. Neither of them will come off. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I mean, it's such a long time since I've done a hydroactive car. Was there something else I was supposed to depressurize? I think there might be, but I don't remember what it was. But basically, the sphere came off at about 500 miles an hour and covered me in LHM. My face is LHM. My eyes are LHM. I have become LHM. These ones are really, really rusty and then wax oiled. So they've been on there a while. So I'm not going to bother. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off the rear wheel spheres, swap them for the ones that were on the Tractiva. I tested them. One was at 28, one was at 29. They're supposed to be 30. So that's good enough. And I'm hoping that these, when I quickly test them before I go, will be flat as a fart, because the ride on the back of this is not great. And I'm hoping it's the rear spheres. So we'll find out. But I've cracked them off, so I'm just going to pull them off now. Oh, right. I mean, the front end, when I did that, that responded positively. I changed the spheres on the front, and the front now rides a lot better. I still wouldn't say it was magical, not magic carpet, but to be fair, I haven't done the hydroactive sphere or anything like that. I don't know how old all that is on this car, but bearing in mind that the front of this car had non-hydroactive spheres fitted to the struts, I'd be amazed if all the spheres were the right ones, to be honest. There we go, that's what we want to do. The only other thing I don't like about the back of this car is it's all been repiped in copper. There's copper everywhere. Oh, that's not that's the anti-roll bar, believe it or not. Up here, I don't think that's Cuniver, I think that's copper. And I don't like that. It's copper work hardens, it goes brittle. All that pressure behind, it's not ideal. What is it? Oh yeah, no. Right, for some reason, having been easy to undo, it's now gone tight. So I'm guessing this one's going to... Yeah, this one's going to try and shoot me in the face as well. I'm hoping that's because the sphere has lost a lot of gas. That would be good. Oh, and like the other car, I can't get in there. You might be noticing that all the floor and ramp and everything is absolutely filthy, and that's because I've been working on these. As I say, I was working on the front of this car yesterday, and I was not bothered cleaning it because I thought it's going to get mucky again. Right, so the passenger side's done. The only one I'm now having fun and games with is the driver's side, basically because I've got no movement at all, like next to nothing. But I'm hoping that all I should need to do is just like get it going, and once it's started it should just come off by hand. But the other side didn't. The other side was taut because the other side was spraying LHM out as it came off. Ah! And this one is going to be no different, I think. And that's not a bad sign. Well, it is a bad sign. It's a bad sign if it's a sphere, but it's a good sign for me because, there you go, because I want the ride issue primarily just to be because of the rear wheel spheres. All these other spheres up here will play a part in it, but the main thing is these ones. And if I took these ones off and they were absolutely fine and the back end rode like arse, then I'd be unhappy. But I think, there we go, it's started. I'm hoping that I'm going to give these a quick, see if I can film this. It's so dark. Put my hand in front of the light, didn't I? Yeah, so this will start. I don't actually think this is going to be spraying anything, but no, it's not. So, oh, get it off quick enough, we might be able to see. No. But yeah, I'll test these in a minute when I put the new ones on and let it bleed itself in and raise itself up and all that malarkey. And then I'll test the spheres that are on it to see if they're flat, because I'm hoping they are. So I've got to drive this to Cirencester tomorrow, and assuming that the cooling system doesn't fall apart and leave me stranded on the side of the road, which is a very real possibility because it is leaking, or the top mounts don't go through the bonnet, because that's a very real possibility because they are rusted. Really, I shouldn't take it, but if you've had the week I've had, or 2 weeks I've had, you think, screw it, I don't care. You're kind of in destruction mode. Whatever. It blows up, it blows up. If he dies, he dies. But I just need to take the risk that I enjoy driving it and that it all goes well, because cars have not been kind to me this week. It's too dark to take it on a test drive with you filming as well, so you're going to have to take my word for it. It runs all right. And if I see you at the Hub Nut thing tomorrow, hello, I'm going to drive up there and tell everyone I have an SM. Right. So, all I've got to do now is start it up, put it in high, and hope that fluid doesn't come gushing out of these. Right, so that just about does it for this. I can't do a test drive and take you with me because it's gone dark. But while I'm here... Oh, wow! That's almost too soft. Why is it so soft? Hang on. It's doing me a slight concern. Why so soft? That's like really soft. Okay, well, I'll see how it drives. I'll report back if there's a problem. But, yes. There we go. Welcome to the channel, old bean. Is it me, or is that sitting on the wonk to the left now? It is, isn't it? Well, that'll be the next video.